Hey, welcome to another episode of the Not Scrum Done podcast. I'm your co-host, Andreanna Marshall, and that's my amazing co-host.
Grand Scrum Master Scott. Greetings, everyone.
Today, we are answering a subscriber question. And if you have a question, you can leave it in the comments and we'll create a video off of it. We'll also respond to you. So today's question is, our sprints are 2 weeks, and this is nowhere near enough time to get development, testing, approvals for development, and actual development complete. This often takes three. Any advice? Scott, do you want to start us off with this one?
This is taking me way back from when I started my first contract job. I had this exact situation. It was like you took a play out of my playbook. We had sprint retrospective, and to your point, same identical question. This is at a retail contract I was doing. Our sprint was 2 week cycles. The whole organization wanted everybody to be on 2 week sprint cycles. But the team didn't bring it up to me. And I observed that this team delivers every 3 weeks. We complete one 2 week sprint. We missed the next 2 week sprint. We complete the next 2 week sprint. And long story short, every 3 weeks, the 3 weeks was our cadence. So we had the sprint retrospective, and the team they asked after we talked about this issue, they said, "Hey Scott, can we go to 3 week?" I said, "Sure." But I wanted to challenge my team. So instead of going right from 2 weeks to 3 weeks, I asked them to go to 1 week. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You want us to go to 1 week and we asking you for 3 weeks. That's not making any sense. But ladies and gentlemen, what I wanted them to do was to automate some of their processes. That's why I asked them to go 1 week, because I knew, A, they probably wouldn't get it done, but I also knew that they would take some time and run around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to automate as many things as they could. I said, why don't we just try it first as 1 week before we go to, we just try it for 1 week. And after that, hey, at the retrospective, we talk about it, see what we learned from it, and more than happy to go to 3 weeks if we need to. I said, okay, we'll try. So now y'all got to, embody the value of give it an honest try. Okay, great. We'll do that. So we ran through that sprint, and as you and I know, they did not get it done, but we did the sprint retrospective, and they had automated a lot of things, a lot of test cases. They learned how to automate. They taught themselves test-driven development, and I didn't teach them test-driven development until after they did it. Oh, we did this. We wrote the test cases before we actually did the development work. Oh, that's great. That's great. You know, y'all doing test-driven development. Oh, that what that is? Yeah. And after that, we talked about it some more. And I said, "Do y'all really think we need 3 week sprints?" They said, "No, let's go back and try two." So we tried two, and we was able to deliver on a 2 week sprint after that particular cycle. Andreanna.
My advice is totally different. Give them the 3 week. This person has a bit of a process that they have to go through. There are also things that you can automate. Sometimes we don't have the time, depending on the organization, to spend one sprint or 1 week automating those things. So we have to fit those in. You already understand how long it takes you to deliver. I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like in software, there is a desire to always do 2 week sprints that I just don't understand. The Scrum guide does say the sprints are fixed length events of 1 month or less to create consistency. If you do it 1 month, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, it just depends on your team. So I'm more of the side of you can switch it up, figure out what works best. If you can reduce it in the future, that's fantastic, but you don't have to. But currently it's not working, change it to 3 weeks. No one's mandating that you do 2 weeks, except maybe your organization. In that case, you should go talk to whoever is making this a mandate. I've definitely dealt with that situation where they're like, every team should be doing 2 weeks. And I asked for what their source material was, and they couldn't give it to me. And then they tried to bring up other things and other people, and eventually it got squashed because it just didn't make any sense. If a team wants to do Kanban or 1 week or 3 or 1 month, that is their decision. It works best for them. Two very different takes. But you don't have to be perfect. We don't have to agree on how we handle these situations. And that's what makes this podcast great. But that's also what makes Scrum a little challenging while also a beautiful thing at the same time. Have the flexibility to do what's right for you. All right. So you got Scott's take, how to automate and reduce the time that you take to deliver. You got my take to just update your sprint to 3 weeks. Very different perspectives, but we hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to join our newsletter, you can do that, and we'll be sending exclusives to those on our newsletter. And if you made it to the end of this video, that means you have an attention span greater than a goldfish.
Be legendary, everyone, but not Scrum Done. See you in the next episode.